lot of popular discipline advice seems designed for extroverts. Find an accountability partner, tell people your goals, join a challenge, surround yourself with motivated people, and for extroverts that can genuinely work. They can run on social momentum, the energy of other people, external accountability, the buzz of a shared goal. But for introverts, it's different. Um, a real introvert may need discipline just to call a friend, let alone ask him to be an accountability partner. So in this video, I'll share some of the things that helped me develop discipline as an introverted woman, so you can develop it too. I'll start with my story and then walk you through 4 fundamental things that genuinely helped me. So let me start with the moment that changed something for me. One day, my father looked at me and said, "You haven't done anything for an entire month." And he was right. I wanted to do well in school. I wanted to eat well. I wanted to feel like I was going somewhere. But every day I came home and I just didn't. Ate junk, wasted hours, watched the day disappear and couldn't explain why I couldn't make myself move. A few weeks after that, everything changed. Um, that shift happened when I was 14 and a half. I'm 21 now. I wake up at 4:30 every morning. I work almost all day on trading on this channel, on building real income. I eat well. I don't negotiate with myself about any of it. And before I tell you what changed everything for me and how this whole story unfolded, I want to challenge the story you may have been telling yourself. Maybe you've said it this week, maybe you've said it today. I just don't have discipline. Like it's something you were born without, like it's a fixed thing about you. That story is wrong. The real story is you don't lack discipline, you lack a good enough reason. Those are completely different problems with completely different solutions. And once you see the difference, you cannot unsee it. But to explain why I'm so sure about this, I have to tell you something about myself.
I grew up Orthodox Jewish, and from the age of 4 quietly, something I never said out loud, I didn't believe it. I tried hard to convince myself it was true. I tried to learn it, to understand it, to accept it, but I kept coming back to the same feeling. This doesn't feel true to me. I kept those thoughts to myself because I was afraid of disappointing people and afraid of who I would be without the structure I grew up in. And during those years, I had no discipline. I ate poorly, I wasted months, I wanted things but couldn't make myself act on them. Then at 14 and a half, I finally allowed myself to fully admit it. I don't believe this. And something shifted immediately. I no longer felt forced to push myself toward goals that didn't feel real to me. That changed everything. For the first time, I could think honestly about what I actually believed and what I actually wanted. Things I had no real internal reason for slowly disappeared. And things I did have a real reason for became clear. Because when your reason is real, when it comes from inside you, not from pressure or obligation, discipline feels completely different. You don't have to drag yourself forward all the time. You just move. But not everyone's real motivation is tied to something as big as religion. So how do you actually find yours? Think about this. If you're an introverted woman, shy, avoids interaction, doesn't ask strangers for things, but you're at a mall and your phone is dying and you have no charger. Suddenly, you're walking up to complete strangers asking if they have one. No hesitation, no social anxiety. Why? The reason became strong enough. You didn't become a different person. The reason changed, and the behavior followed automatically. That is exactly how discipline works. I quit sugar, for example, not because I got more disciplined, because I learned something I couldn't unknow, that sugar production involves workers in conditions disturbingly similar to slavery. After that, I didn't want it. The reason changed. The behavior followed. The woman who can't make herself quit sugar doesn't have a discipline problem. She has a reason problem. So, before anything else, ask yourself, what do I not yet know or not yet believe deeply enough that would make this an obvious decision? Go find that knowledge, watch the documentary, read the book, let the reason become real. But even when the reason is real, there's a specific word that quietly poisons everything, and I guess you use it every single day without noticing. The word is should. I should work out. I should be more productive. I should eat better. Should is borrowed motivation. It's someone else's voice living in your head. A parent, a standard you absorbed without choosing, a version of yourself you think you're supposed to be. And every time you use it, you're reinforcing the idea that this thing is an obligation, something being asked of you from outside. You cannot sustain discipline toward obligation, not long term. The shift is simple. Replace every should with an honest want. Not fake want, real want, which means you'll have to sit with some things and admit you don't actually want them. Good, that's information. It means the reason isn't real yet. But when you find something you genuinely want and you say it that way, the relationship to it changes completely. It stops being a burden, it becomes yours. And once something is truly yours, you start noticing something you never paid attention to before. Something that's been quietly sabotaging you this whole time. Your triggers. Every bad habit has one. A trigger is what happens right before the habit kicks in, the thing you do, see, or feel that starts the chain. And most people never find it because they are too focused on the habit itself. I used to overeat, and I tried all sorts of different ways to stop. Some of them genuinely helped, but one idea that really changed something for me came from Atomic Habits by James Clear. Instead of focusing on the habit itself, pay attention to what happens right before it. So I started watching for the trigger, and I realized that every time I saw the time on my phone, something in me shifted and I'd reach for food. So I put a sticker over the clock on my phone. That's it, sticker over a clock. And the overeating got better. Because I didn't fight the habit, I eliminated the trigger. Your trigger might be your alarm within arm's reach, so you hit snooze before you're even fully conscious. Move the phone to the other room. Now you have to stand up to turn it off, and once you're standing, you are up. Your trigger might be opening a news website out of habit when you sit down to work. Install a blocker. The chain never starts, but finding your triggers still rests on something underneath all of this. The thing that actually makes it stick long term and most discipline content never gets here. Your must haves. Not your goals, not your dreams, your non negotiables, the things you know with complete certainty you will always need in your life. For me, two of them are a smartphone and a laptop. In the version of Orthodox Judaism I grew up around, internet access was often filtered or restricted. So, to me, those things represent freedom, independence, access to the world. Which means whatever I need to do to keep that freedom, I will do. When your standards are high enough, discipline stops being a question. If you know you need to make 10,000 a month to live the life that is actually yours, you will not spend years building something with no income ceiling and call it a plan. The must-have eliminates the alternative. So, to summarize, real discipline comes from four things. First, a reason that is strong enough. Second, honest language. Stop saying I should and start asking, do I actually want this? Third, triggers. Don't just fight the bad habit. Look at what starts it and remove that. And fourth, must-haves. Now, if this video helped you, please like and subscribe. And if you want to go deeper into this idea, you can watch my videos about quitting sugar and building discipline next.